Friends, family, subscribers to the YouTube channel Adventuring with the S.G.O.C.C. Got a treat for you today. This is a jasper. This is the one I've chosen to show the definitive way to shape with a Dremal tool. It's got a lot of really interesting colors in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the things that are interesting to me and kind of leading me in the way I'm going to shape it. And then we'll show you how to start with a Dremal tool and doing it the way I do it. So, if you look at it, there's a lot of purple here, the black streak here, the rest of it's tan. There's a nice big piece of black right there. Very interesting. This one is going to facet out pretty flat. This side I'm going to have to probably do in two different pieces with facets on both sides, just to approach it right. This one's going to flatten out. This one's going to flatten out, and then this one will be the top. I'll facet this side, then that side, and have this blend in to this ridge here. And it'll either be a ridge or I'll bring it to a fine point on each side. So the way I start is grab my Dremal. It's got it's one of the gray wheels, so about 200 grit. It's not terribly tough or hard on the material. Jasper is one of the easier stones to shape because it's not that hard. So I get it wet because when it's wet I can see a little bit easier on where the shape is going to be, where I need to grind and bring it down to even. So this has got a little hook on this end. The rest of it's reasonably flat. I go nice and easy so I can watch and feel the stone. You don't want to go hard and fast on these. It'll create a lot of heat, and you can always take stone away. You can never put it back. So go easy, go slow. Sorry for the noise, but let's get this started. I always keep a little cup of water right near me. Now you can see I'm not pushing down hard. Going nice and easy. I look at it from the side, because what I want is a nice, even plane, this whole piece, this whole side here. And again, we want to keep it wet. So, when you're looking at it, and you're shaping it, this line here, once that's nice and even, that becomes your benchmark for bringing the rest of it to that plane. And that'll come out nice and even and flat. So just a little touch right here. And that's looking pretty good. If you can look down that plane that I created here, you can see the rest of it is now pretty flat. So looking down from the top, that leaves us this side that we're now going to bring down even with it. Little agua. Again, you're not pushing hard with the stone. You're not you're not putting a lot of pressure on it because you want the stone to do the work. You don't want to tear into it, create a bunch of heat. Now see how this line is crooked. That tells me that I got to bring this down to about there to straighten this line up. Once that line is straightened up, that'll give me my benchmark to move this way and even the whole thing up. And I keep the stone moving. Okay, see how this line is now straight? That's now my benchmark. And I can look at it and see where I've got to take it down and get a nice flat facet. Because that's what we're going for. We want the top of this to be nice and even. Now there's a lot of, this is just the primary shape. We got a lot of different cuts, a lot of different grits that we're going to use to bring this all down even. But once you get it established where you're at, that's where you want to build on. Yep, that's coming out nice. So this line in between the two is nice and straight. This one's still straight. This one got a little hump in it. So that tells me we got to take a little off the middle here. There we go. Now with jasper, you're going to find all kinds of stuff inside it. You see there's a very definitive line here that has two different colors. So I want to be mindful of that when I'm grinding on it, because I don't want to grenade the whole thing with too much heat. All these little cracks and different colors, they can come apart. So this is the interesting side. In the end, this is going to be the face of whatever we turn this into. It's pretty flat already. We just need to straighten it out a little bit. It works better on the buffer in the end when it's flat. But I have shaped curves that we've been able to buff. Very blessed in that Tim and I were able to set up a pretty complete shop. Behind me you'll see the apparatus for buffing, and then we use ZAM as our cut and polish finishing compound, and we use a Dremal for that because we don't want to go very hard. That final polish is going to be lovely. So this is coming out pretty flat already. There's a little bit of a high side here on this corner that follows this around. So we're going to bring that down to even. And when it's wet, you can see it dry the stone. So you can see exactly where your plane is that you're trying to get across the whole face. It'll tell you exactly where you need to grind. Don't go very hard, nice and easy. Watch it, get a feel for it, and you will be able to do this too. Boy, this has got a lot of nice color in it. This thing's going to really polish up nice in the end. See how the heat is drying out everything as I'm going along? Now remember also, you're not cutting a gem. This is not going to go in front of a jeweler in a loop who's going to measure all the facets. It's just a stone you picked up out in the desert, man. Make it look good for you. Put a nice wire wrap on it and a nice bail. Make a pendant. The colors, what it looks like, what it says to you, that's the important thing. You're not making a perfect diamond for a pendant. It doesn't have to have 47 facets and they all have to be equal. Just grind it, make it nice for you. It'll speak to you if you look at it and go slowly. It'll tell you what it wants done. Now see that little flash of heat there? It happens when you get near the edge. That's why I try to keep the wheel moving at all times. And now that I've done quite a bit of these, I can kind of see with all this color in this one, this is really going to polish out really beautifully. Thank you very much. The definitive guide to shaping stones with a Dremal.